shot! He dishes off to Jones, kicks it out to Aaron Martin, 4 seconds. Oh my goodness! He makes the three!
Are you kidding me, Aaron Martin?
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Wildcat Week Tournament Edition from the Gateway Arena in Sioux City, Iowa. I'm Randall King. High above a court, the IWU women's basketball team has turned into a second home over the past 13 years, competing for the NAIA Division II National Championship. 13 years is an amazing run, and of course they've brought home the big prize twice. But they won't be staying here long enough to pick up a new banner this year. In fact, the Lady Wildcats are going home after running into a tough opponent in the first round, Ashford University of Iowa. The Saints from Ashford came out hot, shooting over 50% from the field in the first half and keeping the Wildcats off the board for the first 4 minutes of the game. Before you knew it, the Wildcats were down nearly 20 points on a night when they couldn't get their own shots to even drop. They battled back in some in the second half, but it was never enough. And your final score was Ashford 66, Indiana Wesleyan 50. This was the toughest kind of loss because it means the season is over, and for some seniors who have tasted a national championship before, it's the end of their IWU careers. Peter Mercer has a breakdown of their final frustrating game when nothing seemed to go right.
The Lady Wildcats are ready for round one with tournament experience as they played a team that's only made the trip to Sioux City twice. The team struggled early and had trouble rebounding against a tough Ashford University team who had 42 rebounds on the game.
Here's a long one by Winner. It's in and out. Won't go. And the rebound to Ashford. Eischen whips it out front. Here's a three from Stahl. In and out. Would not go.
Players who normally put up big numbers found themselves ice cold as the Wildcats just couldn't find the basket in the first half.
Left it short and the rebound to Ashford. To Sahaski. Sahaski double team, triple team. Puts up the jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound Ashford.
Not even halfway through the first half, Ashford led Indiana Wesleyan by 22 points and proved to be a tougher opponent than expected.
You know, they just kind of took it right at us and got us back on our heels, and we didn't really respond as positively as we needed to. We couldn't get a big stop, we couldn't make a basket, and we buried ourselves in like a 24-2 hole to start the game.
But the Lady Wildcats came out of the locker room with determination in their faces, hoping for a stronger performance, and they began the second half on a 12-0 run.
Quick inbounds, drive to the hole, and a missed layup inside, and the rebound comes off to Katrina Blackman. Almost an uncontested layup and just blew it. Stahl gives it to Blackman. Blackman will look inside. Blackman looks to drive, takes it to the hole, the runner, good! Count it, and put her at the line!
Erica Eischen nearly tripled her points from the first half and was the leading scorer for the Wildcats. But the dominating first half from the Saints was just too great to overcome, and the Wildcats couldn't find their rhythm.
Stahl takes it to the hole, puts up the runner, didn't go, ball batted away.
The loss cut the career of the senior Wildcats shorter than expected, but the memories they made will stay with them.
You know, you go through ups and downs, and you have to fight your way through hard times, and you have people that are sticking with you through the good times. So it's really taught me a lot of life lessons that I hope to take with me as I, finish out my time at Indiana Wesleyan.
After a little break, the Wildcats will jump right back on the court and start preparing for another championship run in Sioux City. They've been here before, and they will be back. For Wildcat Week, I'm Peter Mercer.
Well, we're back with head coach Steve Brooks. And Coach, you don't ever like to go home after this thing, and you've done it before. You're not going to win it every year. You really don't like to go home in game one.
No, not at all. We've only had this experience one other time back in 2009, and I thought that team really overachieved just to get here. So this is really disappointing the way we came out and played today.
Just before we get into the highlights, was this a case of just a team maybe that was a little underrated coming in, and was there any surprises in what they came out and did?
No, I think it had more to do with us, and I have to take responsibility for it because I'm the coach. I don't think I got us ready to go. I think maybe we peaked a little earlier than we should have. You look at our last two games, and we were not playing our best basketball. And in past years, at the end of the year, we've been playing some pretty good basketball, and that was not the case this year.
When you look at them, they won the last 5, including their conference tournament.
Right.
Momentum.
Yeah, they had momentum coming in, and they play incredibly hard. They're very physical for their size, very well coached. They were prepared, and we just didn't respond. I mean, we missed some shots early, and we couldn't stop them, and we buried ourselves in a 24-2 hole. And I was proud of our kids that they didn't quit.
Well, let's take a look at those highlights as we get into the first half, and we look at what they did when they came out. I mean, before you know it, 18-point hold. What was going on here?
Well, the first possession there, we gave up a 3 to a kid that we told him we didn't want to leave, and we left him, and that hurt us. And then we missed shots, couldn't rebound the ball.
I had to say, is this the Huntington game again? I know every game's different.
That's what it seemed like. There we're taken, and I thought that was we close out short. We don't get a hand up on the shooter. There we let him drive right through us. No gap help. There wasn't a whole lot we can look at that we could say, oh yeah, we did that well. Erica fumbles the pass and then doesn't finish the layup.
This is down at your court, and you'd already made some changes in the lineup at that
and then
point.
We shoot an air ball here, I think, and we just didn't have it today. I mean,
it was a rare fast break opportunity, and that turned around for points. But boy, I remember at one point I wrote down it was like 4 minutes before you scored in the first half, and then before you knew it, it was about 18-point gap.
Yes, I mean, we were down 19 at half. I thought our kids did a good job fighting back.
Here's Katrina, and that's one of her buckets there, fighting through it. But what did they do to Katrina to kind of shut down her game tonight?
Well, they packed the lane. They were not guarding certain individuals, and they packed the lane. And
then they're coming back. I know that their stats in the first half were something like 52% from the field, but it looked worse than that in the first 10 minutes.
Right. Well, we didn't finish plays, and they did. They shot 56%, 50 from the three-point line, because again, we closed out short, gave them a wide open look, they knocked it down.
And this is still in the first half here. There's another turnover.
Yeah.
And they turn around with the layup.
Which we only had 10 turnovers, but the turnovers we had hurt us because they cost us, they went down and scored. So, there wasn't a lot of highlights for us in the first half for sure. Second half.
Ticking down to the last minutes of the first half. And, here they turn it around again. I remember they had some shots with almost nothing on the shot clock, and those dropped too.
Yes. Well, they banked the 1-3.
Yeah, I remember that one too. We're still down in the first half here. Switch to the second half. What were your keys? Because now we're in the second half. Because clearly you came out with some fire.
Well, I just tried to encourage the kids at the halftime that, we're not out of this. We've got to chip away. And we wanted to push the pace a little bit if we could. But we really needed to do a better job being in our gaps defensively and, playing the game the way we play.
There's Katrina with a rare bucket and the foul. And Erica Isham got you some points in the second half and did some things you needed down underneath.
We played better defensively. There again, we're not in the stands. Carly gets beat off the dribble and that kind of stuff. There's a really nice pass against the zone.
You didn't see Katrina in space like that a lot, with opportunity.
They had 2 and 3 people guarding her, so.
Well, I do like the heart that they showed in the second half again, but the 3 ball was not dropping. Was that Carly there? I'm not sure it was dropping for her at all.
She had a hard day.
And then you come back.
And then we don't go out again, and we give up a 3.
Yeah, it did seem like halfway through that second half you had something. I think you cut it to maybe 8, maybe even 7, but well, you got to give them some credit for some heart there. There's Katrina from the field.
You just missed it. I mean, it was a good shot. It was a wide open look.
That was a rare inbounds play that went your way.
Yeah. See, there again, we're standing and reaching in our help instead of getting over to help, and then we foul.
How important was the foul trouble?
Well, it definitely, it didn't help us, but you know, I mean, we can't say that's what hurt us. I mean, we didn't defend the way we're capable of, and we missed shots.
Yeah, this is I don't know if this is fouling. This is where Katrina fouls out.
Yes.
I don't know if there was any question of how much space you had in the game. About 2.5 to go, if that would have made a difference. But what a physical game on her they played.
Yeah, they did, and it was hard. But when you come out here, that's the way it is. And we told the kids, expect contact and expect no call. I don't think, you know, for us to get where we want to go, our younger kids are going to have to get a whole lot tougher, mentally and physically. We got to get tougher, and that was an issue for us all year, and it really showed up today.
You only had a few seniors. I saw what they looked like. We heard a little bit from them earlier in the game highlights, but boy, just guys tears it out of them. 2 years ago, they're on this court as sophomores, and now to end like this. What did you say to them?
I told them to keep their head up. It's really hard to watch kids that you care about go through this kind of a struggle, but I'm really proud of our seniors. I think they did a really good job leading this team, and we got out here, which is the goal. We wanted to stay longer. We wanted to play more. It wasn't our year for that. But I am proud of our seniors because I think they were good leaders. They worked really hard. They gave us a chance to win a conference championship.
It was an incredible regular season, and we can't take that away as much as this stings. Even if the conference tournament didn't pay off, to win some of those games in the Crossroads League that you won this year, that was against some quality teams.
Yes, it was, and you know, that's the thing that kind of has me confused is, like, why did we play so well at Marianne, who's a quality opponent, in a really hostile environment, and then come out and play the way we did against Huntington, and then today, it's just really hard.
Last 15, 20 seconds. How are you going to take away from this season for this team?
Well, I'm proud of them. They worked really hard. I think that, you know, they kept the streak alive. Not that that matters, but I know it matters to them. And I'm really proud of our seniors.
And we should say it again, 13 straight years in Sioux City. And now we reload and talk about number 14.
Well, we're going to try.
Thank you, Coach Brooks. Well, there is still another team that is playing. It's not going home, and that's the IW men. When we come back, Kyle Johnson will recap their first round.
Welcome back to Wildcat Week Tournament Central. I'm Kyle Johnson here in Branson, Missouri. The Wildcats winning their opening round against Brescia of Kentucky Wednesday night in their first tournament game. And getting off to a slow start, Brescia scored the first 5 points of this game. The Wildcats turned up the heat, going on several runs, and the offense really clicking. And 77 to 56, the final score in this one. The Wildcats advance to the Sweet 16, and they are awaiting their Warner Pacific. We're going to take a look at the game recap from Tim Tedeschi right here on Wildcat Week Central.
Wildcats tipped off tournament action against the Brescia Bearcats. Brescia opened the game on a 5-0 run, but Bob Peters said the Wildcats didn't panic.
You know, we just really needed to get our cool together and calm down a little bit, and we really wanted to get stops on defense.
Wildcats turned turnovers into points and built their lead.
We always value good defense, and we always value defense at least a transition point, so causing turnovers and getting easy buckets was big for us today.
Peters provided a spark in the first half for the Wildcats. He finished the game with 13 points on 6 of 11 shooting. The Wildcats shot 45% from the field and 38% from three. Peters said a team-first mentality led to offensive success.
I think we're just attacking and having the attacking mentality and just looking to create for others and having others create for you. You know, we're just a big team out here and just really looking to make each other better.
Lane Mahiran had 12 points and 5 rebounds for the Wildcats, while Josh Maywar and Johnny Marlin added 10 points apiece in their NAIA National Tournament debuts. Aaron Murray had 4 points and took a charge, and every Wildcat played in this one.
That's got to be a charge, isn't it? Yes, sir. Taking the charge.
The Wildcats defeated Brescia by a final score of 77-56. Wildcat Central, I'm Tim Tedeschi.
We're joined now by Coach Greg Tonigal after Wednesday night's opening round win over Brescia. Congratulations, Coach, first and foremost on the victory.
Thank you.
We're going to take a look at some highlights here and just take us through some of these. You guys started out the game. Brescia scored the first 5 points. What was going through your mind at that point?
Well, we've seemed to a habit of spotting them 5 to start with, but I knew our guys would get going. They were pretty locked in, and we went on that nice run and took an 18 or 16-8 lead, I believe it was at that point. You see Zach Vanderwater getting in the lane. I thought Josh started out very strong too, playing aggressive. And,
once you guys got going, you started to really shoot very hot. What was kind of the key? We see some defense there, rebounding and steals. What was the key offensively in the first half?
I think it's just first game jitters probably. You know, you've just got to go out there and play. You're probably overthinking things to begin with. And I thought Bob played really well. He was making a lot of things happen in that first half for us.
There we see the over and back. The defense really clamped down after those first 5 points that Brescia had as well. There you see DJ so soft in three-point land. But just talk about the overall performance of this game.
Yeah, DJ played well. I thought our seniors did a great job of leading us. They've got experience down here. You know, I think a kid who did a lot of good things right there is Jacob Johnson. He was active, he had a lot of energy, made a lot of things happen. Great way to come in as a freshman in your first game.
Did the new guys have any jitters at all? You know, Johnny, Josh are both new, even though they're transfers.
I think it was more excitement, you know, than it was jitters. And, you know, to get that first game underneath their belts and to play really hard, I think they'll be ready to go the next one.
There we see Bob. The referee's getting in the way a little bit, but he, like you said, had a great game. 13 points led the way for you guys. What's he been like?
Bob plays fearless. You know, he's got some of that Jordan Widener attack in him, and it gives you a lot of confidence when you got a kid on the floor that does that.
There you see that really nice pass from Lane McHuron. Talk about the ball movement you guys just always do every game, but especially down here in Nashville.
Our guys are really focused on creating for a teammate and making each other better, and the result of that is just what we call touch time, where the ball just moves and it doesn't stick, it doesn't stay in one guy's hands.
We see some turnovers in the offensive rebound earlier by Nate Bubash, and the transition bucket there by Jacob Johnson. You guys play so fast offensively. What does that do for your defense?
Well, it allows us to put a lot of pressure on the other team, and sometimes teams take quick shots versus us because of that. But our guys do a good job of pressuring people and creating turnovers, which then leads to our offense and allows us to play fast.
Talk about Lane. We've seen a couple highlights there, that pass to Josh Maywar, and he's been good point scoring wise, but recently in this game especially, very well passing the ball.
Yeah, Josh is doing a good job. He plays really hard. He can hit the outside shot, he can go inside. He's obviously been a nice addition to our program.
There we see Johnny Marlin still recovering. How is he doing? Because I saw in the game there was a moment where he wanted to be taken out.
He's recovering from the flu, as is everybody, so his leg's fine. And we were just tired. We really were. You know, having everybody been sick, but I think having tomorrow off, a good sweat tonight, I think we'll be back to 100%.
There you see a second effort from Bob. Talk about the effort you guys did tonight with being sick and coming off that illness. What was it like to have that determination?
I thought our defensive energy was awesome. I mean, we were really locked in. We held them to 20 points underneath our average. I thought our offensive execution could have been better. I thought we could have, you know, shot the ball a little bit better, but you can only control what you can't control, which is on the defensive end, and I thought we did that.
Murray came into the game, Aaron Murray, there you go. A little spark offensively inside.
Murray just produces, he really does. When he goes in, he's going to rebound, he's probably going to score a little bit, and he's going to play hard defense. So talk about a kid that just keeps earning more opportunities.
And there's the three from Johnny Marlin to kind of put the dagger in this one. And what was it like? Parade of Champions was right after your game. So this place was packed as you guys got going. Was that any added pressure that everybody's watching the number one team?
I'm sure it was, you know, maybe from the outside, but our guys realize we're not trying to play for anything else other than the I am third philosophy, so we're trying to play God first, others second. When you do that, there's not really added pressure. You don't have to worry about what other people think. You just go out there and play hard.
One down into the Sweet 16. Talk about this next game. What are you guys going to do to prepare? You got a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't know who we're playing, so we're about to watch the game right now, and it's two good teams, and so we got a whole day to prepare. whole night to prepare, and we'll make sure our guys are ready.
What are you going to do continuing the rest and recovery process from this illness?
Rest and drink a ton of fluids. I mean, our guys are going to be up all night going to bathrooms. They're going to be drinking so many fluids, but that's what we got to do right now.
You guys really kind of rotated people in this game, more so than you normally do.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a game plan for every game?
Well, we had guys calling themselves out a lot. That rarely happens with us. So that just shows me the fatigue that we had due to all the flu. But, we'll keep our normal rotations as we move along.
What's it like in these moments having that depth off the bench, especially when you have to play 2-3 games in a row?
It's huge because, when a guy subs in, you're not taking a step down. You're actually getting better because he's rested. So our versatility and depth has played a big part in our success all year long.
What has been the key to not having that target on your back, being defending national champions #1? What have you done to kind of defer that?
Well, it's been there all year long, and we knew that. But when you come into a tournament like this, everybody's 0-0. Everybody goes home after one loss. So it's time to turn our sights onto a target and give them our best shot.
Talk about the devotional you guys had this morning, really powerful, and what that did for you guys
Incredible
today.
time. I mean, Joe White's an incredible speaker, and really that was just a picture of what this program's all about. It's first and foremost about the growth of our young men, hoping to prepare them for life after here. And we get to use basketball to do that. This is awesome. We're here to win, but it's secondary to what we're doing.
What are you going to do for the next several games to not look ahead?
Well, we're going to play a good team, and so we'll be locked in on these guys because from here on out, you're playing great teams, and Warner or Olivet, are two great teams.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to send it back to Sioux City, Iowa, and Randall. He's going to take us through some of the Crossroads League teams and how they're doing in this tournament. That's all ahead on Wildcat Week, Tournament Central.
And welcome back to Sioux City and Wildcat Week, where there's still some action on the court tonight. But as we said earlier, the Lady Wildcats lost their first round game earlier tonight. Even though our team won't be playing on from here, they've represented a remarkable tournament presence by the Crossroads League. And those of us who watch the regular season back home have been saying for a while that we get to see some of the best basketball you can find anywhere. Shaylee Clark tells us that excellence means Crossroads League's teams get to the postseason here and in Branson over and over again. And when so many teams are knocking on the door, they usually bring home a lot of titles.
The lead. Peters for the lead. Got it!
It's tough. College basketball on a national stage. But when the focus turns to Sioux City and Branson, teams from the Crossroads League have already run through one of the toughest gauntlets in small college competition. 10 schools in the Midwest competing so hard in the regular season that 8 of them have the chance for the national championship title. League Commissioner J.D. Collins says it's one of the best in the nation.
In men's and women's basketball, the competition top to bottom is unbelievable. For us to have 4 teams in the men's tournament and 4 teams in the women's tournament is an indicator that we truly are the best NAIA league in the country.
Marian University is at the Sioux City court only once before in 2011. Coach of the women's Marian team, Katie Gerald's been playing the game her entire life, even earning an Indy Star Miss Basketball title. She was excited to jump right into coaching for this competitive league.
Well, first of all, I think, we're blessed with a good coaching staff all across the league, and being, in the Midwest, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, we're blessed that we have a lot of really talented players around the area.
The Crossroads League brought home 2 national championship titles in 2014. But why is this league so competitive? IWU men's basketball coach Greg Tonigal says the league has seen major improvement in the last 10 years.
I think it's risen. I think, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. And I think Indiana Wesleyan going from the bottom to the top has made everybody better. Everybody's stepped up, and the competition increases, and it's been good for everybody. And I think probably the Crossroads League, at least in my 10 years, is at an all-time high.
It's some tough but friendly competition. Huntington University coach Lori Culler says it's the people who bring the greatness to the Crossroads League.
I don't know if it's unusual or not, but I feel like our coaches within the conference are, pretty close, and we get along well, and a lot of teams are close.
The competition may be high during the season, but it makes the players a little stronger for nationals. With some skilled players and camaraderie between the teams, The Crossroads League will continue bringing top-notch competition to the Sioux City and Branson courts. For Wildcat Central, I'm Shaylee Clark.
Of course, they're all opponents during the year, but when you get to the national championship, it's kind of fun to see how those Crossroads League teams cheer each other on again, unless they end up facing each other again. That does happen sometimes too. Well, we have more basketball coming up for you on Friday as the IWU men tip off against Warner Pacific University. It's the second round for the Wildcats, 16 teams left in that tournament, and the goal, just like last year, is to be playing on Tuesday night. We'll have the broadcast on WIWU TV starting at 5 p.m. And the best place to track all the action between those games is our special website, wildcatcentral.tv. We have so much content up there for you, Wildcat fans, players, interviews, recaps, behind the scenes. You can keep up with all of it. Again, the website is wildcatcentral.tv. And that will do it for us. We are heading home, as we said, along with the Lady Wildcats. A little too early for sure, but following a great season. We will hand off to Kyle Johnson and the rest of the crew in Branson, Missouri as they follow the IWU men, and they will be back after every win with another edition of this tournament show. So for the team in Branson, all the crew here in Sioux City, and the hardworking folks back home in Marion, I'm Randall King. So long, Sioux City. We will be back.